Hello, my friends. Today's date is October the 29th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date in particular. You can also use this for an anniversary or for some kind of major event. Uh, Questioning. So, this is a four-card reading, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome card or synopsis card. So, what is the general energy card of the year but the warrior? The warrior talks about being basically on that sense of the soldier, the advocate, the 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 pusher towards some kind of goal. The warrior is often on the edge of life and death, or has faced life and death. And in that facing and being on the edge of life and death, does one choose what is really important for oneself? Does one choose what is really important for the tribe, the world, the family, the others that the warrior often works for? The warrior is a selfless service, and you must be selfless to give of yourself in the name of war in many ways. Uh, but you also must have a sense of purpose. Must have a sense of presence, and you must have a sense of holding your own integrity. For the warrior cannot give themselves away, cannot go against their own sense of purpose and drive. They will not just give themselves away in a true way that really speaks to them if their cause is no longer, if their sense of what they are and who they are and the dynamic changes. So the sense of the warrior is strong in you. The warrior is going to face great things this year, but what are you really impassioned about? What is your real aim for this warrior? Do you have the right sense of yourself in your integrity to move forward with something that is life and death on some levels to you? And what is the important thing for you this year as the warrior? You know, the warriors in some native senses are riding a horse backwards into battle with your lance broken. And what does that say? That says, trusting that you have your spirit intact and you can go with your back towards your enemy and you can trust that you're going to be taken care of. And the broken lance says, well, you don't want to fight in that physical way, that violent way anymore. You want to fight with your head and your heart and your soul and your spirit and the belief that you are taken care of, the belief that you are in the right, the belief that you are doing something that spirit wants you to do for the good of yourself, for the good of your clan, for the good of your family, for the good of the world. If you can have that high of reference, that high of association. But the warrior comes the warrior comes with much baggage, to become the warrior, like we all do. We have to get out of our own way. We have to find our own patience. We have to find our own trust. We have to find our own belief that pushes us to say we want a war in that way, and we want to have a good war, make good trouble versus just being a violent energy that wars for just the sake of warring, the sake of being, some kind of show, the sake of being some kind of ego satisfaction, the sake of just keeping your own body alive without having any concern for someone else. Those are all the senses of warriors without a sense of pride in who they are and how they connect to their own spirit. So all those questions come up for you this year. In particular, your particular challenge is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is normally one who has worked hard to create some kind of beautiful dynasty, some kind of beautiful sense of a physical presence. It's a prosperous, it might be wealthy, it might be prosperous, it might have a lot of resources to it, but your challenge uh, is believing that you can celebrate. Your challenge is believing that you have maybe finished something, and the challenge I think is also in feeling a little tired and lackluster, possibly toward what you have really been aiming for. So the kings are often about ending something to begin something new. The king has mastered something, and something physical on the pentacle level, something about your physical abilities, your physical creation, your physical castle, your physical prosperity. And the king has a lot of great things around them, but if the king doesn't feel like they're connected to that pursuit any longer, or that they've mastered something and they need to look at something else, but if they can't let go, then the king is challenged at this time. The king is challenged in this year to find out what is really important now. Is it important to really dive back into your warriorship in this way? Or is it important for you to become a warrior in a new way, to actually put your physical prowess toward something else, toward some other goal that is higher, holier, more sacred, more attuned to what you have become and who you are in this present day world? So therein is your challenge, I think, is to find that. And so what is the action you can take? Well, the prairie dog, the prairie dog talks a lot about retreat. Prairie dogs, if they had sense something is about to happen, they're going to run into their hole. They're totally vigilant, on guard warriors of their own family and dynasty, standing above their hole, looking out in all directions across the plain, and if something, or up into the air, and if they see something, they're scurrying back in for retreat, and they're going into the retreat for their hibernation for the winter, and they're going into their retreat to keep themselves safe and alive. So what does the prairie dog say to you? Well, maybe it is time for you to retreat. Great soldier, it is time for you to retreat and go into yourself and hear yourself on a deep level. Hear yourself about what is important to you now. Hear yourself about what really moves you on the highest and holiest and most sacred levels. What are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to fight for? You got to calm your mind down enough to listen to your emotions, because your emotions and your heart really have the most value right now. Your head can't be the thing that decides what is the most important. You have to listen to your heart. And the prairie dog says, go into retreat and quiet yourself down and heal your body and listen to your heart, for your heart is going to tell you the next path and the next step. And what is the outcome card but this beautiful card of, I think, direction. It's flames, it's fire, it's sacred passion, it's sacred warriorship. This warrior comes forward with a hand up, uh, and a hand forward, reaching out, reaching toward, not with some kind of club in it, not with some kind of weapon in it, but with their words, with their hands, with their invitations, with their invocations, with their senses of sacred boundaries, with their sense of sacred light behind them. They offer a portal toward a golden time, toward a golden understanding. So what is this saying? Well, I think you're coming into a new sense of spiritual warriorship this year. And if you listen deeply to your heart, you're going to be able to fight wars that aren't about violence, but are about clarity, that are about purpose, that are about moving your moving yourself and moving others towards some kind of goal that makes a higher and a holier sense to yourself. Spiritual warrior, you're being called forward to ride your horse backwards with your lance broken, with your trust in yourself and the trust in the timing and the trust in your goals as sound and solid, and relying on spirit to connect you and move you and take you to where you need to go, the spiritual flow. So you can come out of some kind of unease about your present situation and the questions about how do I jump back into my fight? How do I jump back into my war? I feel cut off at this time from what I've created. It doesn't make as much feel is important to me now. I have all these resources, I have all these values that I can do. I have all these abilities and traits and possibilities, but what do I direct them to? You have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to what your heart says. You have to listen to what your spiritual warrior is telling you to do this year to really make sense on your highest and holiest levels of being, your most sacred senses of yourself. You're willing to sacrifice your life. You're willing to sacrifice your life, great warrior. But you have to believe in your cause. What is your cause? Ahom Atakwiyas, and blessed be.